Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy, How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about INFJ's long attention span. I think most people have noticed that because of our modern way of life, most people tend to have a short attention span. We are multitasking at work, we tend to be easily distracted, and this is something that you'll notice also with different personality types. So if you look at the 16 personality types, is that they can be grouped into four main ones. Obviously you have the sensor judgers, sensor perceivers, intuitive thinkers, and intuitive feelers. The group that tends to have the short attention span are the sensor perceivers, because these are people who are attracted to what is new, what is different. They're the creative type, and they tend to be attracted to fields such as, let's say, entertainment, business, athleticism. So these are people who need to have things that are fun and interesting to keep their attention. And interesting enough, because of the fact that they tend to not be able to focus long on one particular topic, they know how to capture other people's attention. By contrast, sensor judgers don't mind doing routine work like administrative work. So for example, they would work in accounting and they're fine with that, or they will do like bookkeeping or working, let's say, in insurance or banking, and they find that this type of routine work doesn't phase them. So you'll see in a sense, sensor judgers and sensor perceiver are sort of like the extreme in terms of one being having a very short attention span, whereas the other not needing to have something really engaging to actually keep their focus. If we look at intuitives, is that they tend to have longer attention span than sensors, in the sense that intuitives tend to have slower brain waves and tend to be more inner directed. Even if an intuitive is officially an extrovert, they probably will need more time alone than a sensor. Now, when it comes to the INFJ, the INFJ has the slowest brain of all the 16% type. They have a theta brain dominance, which means that they're very much inward directed. So these are people who actually would want to really minimize external stimuli. So you'll see that INFJs find it very easy to meditate. These are people who are going to be like, master yogis. They're going to be swamis. They're going to be the type of people who will really go inward, because when it comes to their functions, that they have introverted intuition at their first function. So they aren't really about going deep into any subject, and they find solitude and spending a lot of time alone actually very energizing. If we look at history, is that the famous INFJs were saints, enlightened beings, and sages. So these are people who have very long attention span, and they like to focus on the abstract aspect of life because they're looking for the answer. So these are people who don't mind, isolate themselves, in a cave for years to really sort of meditate and really get into the core of any type of topic or very abstract notions. So that's why from all the personality types, the INFJ has the longest attention span. And actually, for the INFJ, being isolated is a plus, because they don't like the distraction of other people, because they do not trust their five senses. For them, the deeper truth is beyond what we can perceive with the five senses. In other words, it's not by accident you'll see that certain personality types have a longer attention span than others. And of all the 16 personality types, the INFJ tends to have the longest. To summarize, a person's MBTI personality type or brain type often dictates their attention span. Of the four main personality types, the sensor perceivers tend to have the shortest, because these are people who are the creative type. They like things that are new, fresh, and they tend to be really great entertainers. So they know how to capture others people's attention, because they have a hard time focusing on anything that is uninteresting. Sensor judgers tend to have a longer attention span. Intuitives tend to be able to focus longer because they tend to have slower brain waves. And of all the 16 personality types, the INFJ has the longest attention span, because they have the slowest and most coherent brainwave, which is theta, because these are people who like to really focus on the inner world and the abstract notions. And that's why in history you'll see that master yogis, saints, enlightened beings were INFJs, because these are people who really had the really long attention span and be able to really get into the core of any issue. So let me know if you agree or disagree with the content of this video by commenting below. channel. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.